Hey everyone, Alan back, another video, and I didn't know until I sat down to record this what it was going to be, but it's going to be a package and pickups video, and somewhat of a retrospective one, because it's going to be a few items that I picked up before going over to Las Vegas, that I just never got to show, but before then, a few, I guess you could say, channel news or something, I don't know. Didn't fancy doing that on a video on its own, so I figured I'll bundle it into this, so it's a bit of a banter, a bit of, bit of all sorts, but we'll call it a package and pickers video. First of all, I'd like to thank Zero for doing the dual commentary with me on I was going to say Pac-Man 2, the new adventure. It was great fun doing that video, much more enjoyable than doing a solo commentary, because it's someone to kind of bounce your thoughts off and just, go back and forth. And when you're playing a game on your own, I find you have to kind of work to come up with things to say at times, and you could also get maybe engrossed in the game and kind of just start to forget to talk. So it's good to have a second person there, a second voice, and yeah, it was just really enjoyable to film. So definitely be doing more of that, and thanks for the kind words and comments. I know we both appreciated it, and for future reference, I will probably interchangeably refer to Zero as Tony, because Tony's his real name. Zero is kind of a username that he uses online, so one and the same, we'll say. One and the same. So thanks to Zero, thanks to Tony, whatever you want to say for doing that, and thanks to everyone for watching and for the kind words. Now, another bit of news. Marco, or Gordman, I should say, I suppose, over at Gordman's Gaming Treasures website, did an interview with me this week, and it went up 3-4 days ago now anyway, and it was basically all about my reproductions. He's asking how I got into it, and what ones I made, and what are the challenges, and a bit about the rights and wrongs, and a few other bits too about coding and whatnot. So yeah, it was very enjoyable to work with Marco on that, and a link below in the description. And if I'm really feeling productive, I might put an annotation below too, or above, but don't hold me to that. But I'll put a link in the description and to Gordman's website and to the interview, and I hope you enjoy it. I certainly enjoyed doing it. It was really nice to be asked. Very bizarre, actually. I didn't think anyone would be interested in interviewing me for something like that. So it's just those things happen. What else can you say? But anyway, enough kind of, I guess, news and updates. Let's get on to the pickups, because that's what I'm labeling this video, so I should probably do some of that. Now, I said that there were pickups that I got before going to Vegas. That's a lie. I'm terrible like that. Terrible. One of them is something that I just got this week, and it is something to replace this, a rapid stapler, which is incidentally out of Staples, and this, a little smaller stapler. And you might be thinking, when did this turn into the stationery show? Well, up till recently, this is what I've been used to prop my camera up. So I would line one in front, this one was usually in the front and this one was in the back, and kind of wedge my phone, which is my camera, in between the two. And it worked fairly okay, but it's a bit of a pain in the arse to set up. So, the problem with using a camera, a phone camera, is that you can't get a standard stand because they don't have the little screw thing to plug in. So I got this online, and it is a mobile phone kind of camera stand jobby thing. And this one here is the one I got. Better picture that on the back. It's only a small little thing. So I had my phone kind of slid into that, and it's standing on a box, which makes it a bit easier just to line the shot up, and a little more stable than using this stuff. It was $3.50 delivered from eBay, so I know €3.50 I think, it was something like £3 sterling, something like that. So I was like, okay, I'll take the risk on it. It may or may not work, I don't know, because I looked at the phones, and the description said it'll take a Samsung Galaxy S3, and I have a Samsung Galaxy S1. So I was like, well, I'm pretty sure my phone is smaller than an S3, so it should fit. But when I got it, I mean, it seems quite narrow. And it is really tight. The area that expands is really, really tight, but the phone does just about fit in. So, yeah, if you're kind of using your mobile, yeah, it seems to work out quite well. One thing is, I bet you, when I go to turn off the camera, I'm either going to bungle up the ending, or I'm going to knock the camera over, because I have it a little further back, which I'm hoping will ultimately the audio won't get messed up. But there we go. Camera holder. Exciting stuff. So that's really still more news. Good lord, I better get onto some good pickups. I only have 4. One of them is actually from ages back, and it's something I meant to show, and the eagle-eyed viewer may have spotted it in previous videos. And it's this Sonic the Hedgehog Chaos Emeralds. I don't know why I'm switching the back, because you won't be able to read that. So basically these are sweets, and a friend of mine went over to New York and picked these up in the Nintendo World Store. Yep, now you can pick up Sega memorabilia in the Nintendo World Store. And of course, there's no best before date on this, which is interesting. But like, he picked up this months ago, and I've essentially left it in its packaging. And of course you're saying typical, you know, you leave everything in its packaging, really. But I did have a dilemma of, do I want to eat this or do I want to keep it? Because you can still keep the tin. I mean, really, I guess I should at some point. But I won't right now. So there we go. Thank you. Same person, I can't remember if I said who, you know, got me a lot of my birthday presents. So yeah, he knows I like Sonic. Very belated thank you in that regard. So next we have a local pickup and something of an oddity from my channel. And it is a Sega Dreamcast game, and it is Toy Commander. Now, I actually picked this up because I seen Steve Benway do a gameplay of it, and it looked pretty damn interesting. So, one of the kind of retro shops around here, or places that sell games, I guess it's not really a retro game shop because they largely do records, we're doing a sale, as you can see by the sticker. It was $9.95 down to $2.95. I figured $2.95, I'll take a chance. Now, I know, you say take a chance on it. You don't have a bloody GameCube. I do have a GameCube. A Dreamcast. I don't have a Dreamcast. But sure, when's that ever stopped me before? $2.95, I figured I'll pick it up because I seen the gameplay and said, that looks pretty interesting. And let's see some screenshots at the back. It's almost like a sandbox style thing where you go around commandeering toys to do various missions. It looked great fun. It kind of reminded me of Toy Story, I suppose, with, you know, some military aspects thrown in. But then again, they had the little soldier things in Toy Story. So yeah, haven't played it, of course. In pretty good condition for a Dreamcast game. Like the box, no breakages on the box, which is nice. Although I just nearly broke it there. I have to say these boxes are pretty fragile. I know why people don't like them. And the manual and whatnot, and the little posters, you know, whatever. Rather disturbing ad at the back for the Dreamcast. Yep. Hardcore. So yeah, Sonic Adventure and so on. Let's roll this out. There we go. Sonic Adventure, Sega Rally, and Soul Calibur. So some good stuff there. And then the manual. It's all in really nice condition. The only thing is, for whatever reason, the inlay is you know, bent, and it doesn't seem to want to reform. But it's no big deal really. I won't grumble too much for $2.95. I'll still grumble. So there we go. First Dreamcast game, and it's not Choo Choo Rocket or the Dream Key. So 2 more items, 2 more Mega Drive items. Now I've got a tail behind one of them, so I'll leave it till the end. First one is something that I did a gameplay of before, and it's Alicia Dragoon. Now in the gameplay, I quite enjoyed it, and I said, okay, that's got to go on my wanted list. I want to give it a bit more of a go. And I got a couple more levels into it, but I still don't quite get how you do it well at it. You know, I can play it and do quite well, you know, in terms of just muddling through, but I don't really feel like I'm mastering the game. So it was in mint condition, and rather interestingly, both these 2 last games came from the same seller. There was this mini, you know, kind of a little gel pack put in, and for some strange reason, a ticket number, I don't know why, but each game had a little gel pack to keep them fresh. So it was really, really well packaged. Actually, as a side note, God, I think it's Into Retro Sega was the eBay seller, it was such a relief to have such a nice dealings on eBay, because I've had a lot of crappy dealings recently that I haven't gone into on the channel because I haven't necessarily been for retro games or for gaming in general. But to deal with an eBay seller that's both, communication promptly and in a clear fashion, that sent stuff out promptly, that charged fair postage, and that packaged stuff exquisitely. Like, this was boxed and bubble wraps, and in games were bubble wraps and little salt things, and they were actually individually, the two games were individually wrapped in paper as well. It was like going to a boutique or something, and the way they'd wrap clothes, things like that. I've never seen such nice packaging, and even then the tape on the box had his logo and stuff into Retro Sega. So yeah, some of the games were a little pricey there. He's a bin man basically, or I guess he's more a little fairer than that. He does seem to be more of just a selling retro stuff. But this, I think this was about £7 sterling. So that wasn't ridiculously overpriced. You'll get it a bit cheaper in an auction for sure. But I was just so tired of people not responding on auctions, because I'd have to ask them, will you ship to Ireland? So I just said, sod it. When I wanted to bundle it to get a deal on the shipping for the second game, I just said, yeah, look, go with it. And it really, it is one of those cases where sometimes it's worth paying a little more and getting good service. You're not just paying for the price of the game, you're paying for the service. And it was such a treat. So anyway, couldn't say enough good things about him, other than the pricing. So yeah, great game. I've played it before. Go check out the gameplay. I'll put a link to the gameplay if I'm not too lazy. Very probably too lazy. I don't know why I'm holding it out like that. Just what you do, isn't it? So yeah, recommended. Good game. So, final pickup, last game, and it came with Alicia Dragoon, and it is Kid Chameleon. Another Sega Mega Drive classic, and an earlier game too. Only slight thing, I knew this from the pictures, there's a bit of sun fading on the spine, but it's not that bad. And I think this was like a fiver. And again, I'd been looking for a little while and just couldn't pick it up for that price, at least not when I took shipping into account, so I said, I'll just go with them, two of them together. So again, we have another ticket for some odd reason, more bubble wrap and another salt gel thing. And the manual on the cart were in great condition. So, and lots of pictures on the description, so I knew exactly what I was getting. So again, it was just great to deal with. And it's a good game. It's like basically you're this kid and you go into a VR world and you can get all these different suits as power-ups, and each of them gives you different abilities, and good lord, it's a big game though. It needed a password or better yet, a save feature, and it didn't have it, which is such a shame because it would be a great game if it had that. It's a very good game, but it would be truly great, perhaps even better than that, if it had a save feature where you could really get into it and explore, because there's so many levels and it's so long that it's nearly not practical for most people to clear it. But there's a reason I wanted this before going to Las Vegas. When I went to Las Vegas in 2010 for the Classic Gaming Expo, then I got to talk to Steve Wojcik quite a bit, and he's a great guy. Now, if you don't know who Steve is, he is the main programmer behind Kid Chameleon, among other things. He worked on Sonic Spinball. He did Taz on the Atari 2600. He's done lots of stuff. He's worked for Apple, Atari, Tengen, STI or Sega Technical Institute. So he's been all over. And he's doing his own stuff now. So he's still kind of in the industry. And he was a pleasure to talk to. And I said, you know what? I must pick this up and bring it over and get him to sign it. Now you may notice no signature, because of course, even though I got it in time, I completely forgot to bring it with me, and I was like, no. So well, maybe next time. Who knows? I'll probably forget it again if there ever is a next time. So yeah, that was kind of part of the reason why I got it. But it was a great game anyway, and one of the things that I would have wanted to add to my Mega Drive collection. So it wasn't exactly, too bad in the end. And I got the two of them bundled up, so it was two good games in a just nice smooth transaction. Such a relief. So there we go. 2 games to the Mega Drive collection. A Dreamcast game which makes it the sole entry in the Dreamcast collection. And I just realised I boxed this up a bit funny. Sega went from having great boxes with the Mega Drive and the Master System to having very hit and miss boxes, I find. I guess the Dreamcast is perhaps an improvement on the Saturn boxes. So there we go. 3 game pickups, some sweeties, and the end of staplers. Good stuff. Anyway, thanks as always for watching. Well, don't forget to check out that interview. Links below and links to gameplay if I remember. And hope you enjoy. Always appreciate your comments and feedbacks, and liking the video and all that. And of course, thanks to all the new subscribers. I always forget to say that, but it is appreciated. It certainly makes me want to put up more content. You kind of feel, oh well, there's more people commenting or liking or watching, so you're just more inclined and more incentive, I suppose. But it's just great to know that people are out there, that you're not just talking to a camera on a little tripod thing. So yeah, thanks as always for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.